The Tories are trying to portray Stephen Harper as a strong leader. Do you believe that's accurate?
It's a big joke. In fact, it's probably one of the most leading things in their entire campaign. Harper has shown no leadership on anything that matters. He has sent Canadian troops into harm's way in Afghanistan as part of Bush's occupation. He wouldn't stand up to George Bush on that. In fact, what's really, I think, a critical thing to keep in mind is back in 2003, when Bush wanted Canadians to go to Iraq, Harper got up in Parliament and said, yes, let's send young Canadians to Iraq. That's leadership? That's an abdication of leadership. He showed the same lack of integrity when it comes to the environment. The Kyoto Agreement was something that he denounced in 2002 as a, quote, socialist plot to take money from rich countries. And since he's been Prime Minister, he and his ministers, Ambrose and Baird, have shown, not only have they shown no leadership in protecting Canadians from global warming, for instance, or air pollution, but they have stood in the way of treaties that other nations wanted to pass. They refused to go along with Kyoto, for instance. They said they will not do anything until other nations move first. Now, how is that leadership? How is that setting an example for the rest of the world? He hasn't shown any leadership in standing up to the oil and gas companies. In fact, he gives them subsidies. He gives them Canadian taxpayers' money in order to help them with their polluting activities, and doesn't target it. He doesn't take Canadian taxpayers' money and say, we will give out tax breaks or subsidies to corporations that produce, green automobiles, for instance, or greener technology, more energy efficient technology. He doesn't do that. He doesn't target the need for childcare or public transportation the way the NDP has always talked about. So there's a total abdication of leadership in his part. So for him to say that he is some kind of a strong leader when he doesn't stand up to the corporations, doesn't stand up to the oil companies, doesn't stand up to George Bush, and doesn't protect Canadians from the various challenges we're facing, that's a total absence of leadership. And so, no, he's not much of a leader, to say the least.